everybody. I know. It's been like forever and a day. I could have easily just fallen off the face of the planet. Well, I am not sure the last time I updated you guys was. But I know that we've got some new things going on. One thing, interestingly, you see that red dot on my forehead? I believe that's caused by babesia. I've had it forever, but it has gotten exponentially larger since my Lyme symptoms began, almost 3 years ago. Just an interesting thing to note. So, what has happened? Well, I got a wheelchair. I did have some in-home physical therapy for a while. I am maintaining my weight. It's a low weight, and I don't seem to be able to gain, but I'm not getting lower. I was in the ballpark of 115, which is what I was at back in January when I was at Shirley Ryan. So, that's a good thing, that I'm not continuing to lose weight. And here we are, August, so it's been like 8 months. Health status, still bedridden. Still pretty weak. Don't really have much muscle. Definitely have no padding. I have come to the determination that I am much happier as a bigger girl than I am as a smaller girl. The whole bones, every time I sit down thing is just not working for me. I miss my padding. For those of you that happen to be new to my channel, I used to be almost 300 pounds. And then Lyme symptoms struck in January of 2017, and it just fell off of me, and I am now 115 ish. So good things have come from moving to Illinois, which was the wheelchair, getting an idea of what physical therapy to do, although I've been really bad about doing it. Seeing a whole bunch of doctors. Let me get this out of my way. Hang on. Oh, that sheet on my chin was driving me crazy. I'm looking older and older. That bothers me for only being 40. I just see all this wear and tear in my face from the Lyme. That bothers me. Alright, so having now been to one of the best hospitals in the country, and them still going, we don't know what's wrong with you, gives me solace for continuing to say, this is Lyme. It's because you guys don't understand Lyme. Telling everybody else who says I need to get to a doctor. I've done it. I've gone that route. They don't know how to fix me. So, I continue to pursue alternative therapy until I can potentially get to a Lyme literate naturopathic doctor. So, at this moment, my white blood cell count continues to be extraordinarily low, right up there with cancer patients, people at the end stages of HIV and AIDS. I am neutropenic, so that means that I can get myself sick. So therefore, the one thing that I'm not really happy about, but is keeping me alive right now, is I am on 3 antibiotics, and 1 antifungal. I've tried about 3 times now to go off of the antibiotics, and I get sick within a week. I really don't want to go back to the hospital around here. There's one hospital in my area right now, and it's the same doctors. And these doctors want to pretend that they know what's wrong with me and throw different drugs at me, and I'm not okay with that. Not really okay with the antibiotics, but at least I see that it's keeping me alive and from getting worse. So, neutropenic status. Although I haven't been in much pain recently, I discovered the vegetarian diet, so I still eat cheese. It'd probably get better with if I were to nix that too, but I just love my cheese. But vegetarian diet has nearly kicked out the rest of my pain. Last time I said that I would still wake up with arthritic type feel in my arms and would be stiff, and there would still be days that I was just miserable. That really doesn't happen too often anymore. I don't know actually when the last time that happened. And I stopped eating meat, let's see, probably 2 months ago. So I'm pleased to see that. Most mornings I wake up without thinking about being in pain. Some mornings I wake up and go, oh, that hurts a little. But in no time I'm not thinking about it again. So I feel really blessed about that. The next big thing. Oh, my what is it called? Platelets are low. However, and I did have a nurse practitioner that I saw for the first time a month and a half ago want me to go to the hospital to give me platelets. Well, I don't want to do that because they're just going to keep me for a couple of weeks and then potentially cause me more issues, which is what happened last time. And then go, well, we don't know how to fix you, and send me home. I don't really want to do that, and it doesn't change. I mean, being given the platelets really does not change the platelet numbers much. They gave me platelets twice last time. So and then I have to deal with the doctors that I don't really want to deal with, in my small area here. So I'm really avoiding going to the hospital unless I feel like I'm dying. And that's to be taken literally. But I now am working with a different nurse practitioner. I explained to her what the wishes of the other nurse practitioner was. I said, but after thinking about it anyway, I'm bedridden. I am at high risk for blood clots. And I am at very low risk for internal bleeding, which was the concern of the first nurse practitioner. And I said, I lay in bed all day. It's not like I am at high risk for blunt force trauma or anything like that, even with my 3-year-old. She's very, very careful around me. So I'm really at low risk for internal bleeding, but I'm at very high risk for blood clots, which are equally as bad because blood clot ends up in my lungs or in my heart or my brain and I'm dead. There's no warning to that. And so I said, I said, out of the two evils, I think I kind of just would rather keep the platelets low and reduce my chance of um, having blood clots. And she's like, you know what? I agree with you. So we're not doing anything about the platelets right now. Of course, that completely removes any chance for any kind of surgeries or operations to correct my legs. And okay, so game plan now. First of all, let me pause this. Okay, first of all, we're planning on moving from Illinois back to Arizona. Lots of reasons why, one of which is a wide variety of doctors to choose from. So even if I have to stick with the regular medical community that doesn't understand Lyme, at least I have options there. Here I don't. And sorry about the mess behind me. I'm just trying to get a little more comfortable. So that is one big thing. Planning for March or April to do that. The other thing is, for those of you that watched all of my bee venom stuff, I still believe strongly in the bee venom. It is no longer an option for me. I went too long without stinging, and my body is so weak and damaged at this point that I don't dare push it by doing a testing. Part of me hopes that in Arizona I will get strong enough to be able to try again. I'm not really looking forward to the things themselves, but I am looking forward to potentially using that as an option. However, the more long-term goal right now is to get to the Klinik St George in Germany. I think since bee venom is not really an option for me any longer, that is a huge option that could potentially heal my body of Lyme. And then continue healing it through other methods for the co-infections. That's a lot of money, which has slung me into selling paparazzi. I finally have something I'm doing to earn some money after almost 3 years in bed. Well, no, I guess this has been 2.5 years in bed, and almost 3 years for dealing with the Lyme, because I became bedridden 6 months after the Lyme symptoms began. So that is a huge blessing to me. It drives me crazy that I can't do something to bring in an income. And so paparazzi sells $5 jewelry, and I love it. It's going slow so far. My options for networking and getting out there are quite limited in comparison to most people, because I'm at home and I'm inside, and sitting up to do videos is really, really difficult. However, I'm looking forward to the potential that this has for me. And I'm using it to fundraise for going to Germany. I'm letting people know about my journey with Lyme along the way, as well as my goal to make it to Germany. One of the interesting things when I was looking at the information about Germany was I went, oh shoot, how am I going to get there? Because we will have a major medical event before the plane is off the tarmac with me. I can't sit up that long. And I even thought about business class and laying down, but that doesn't solve my restroom needs. And so I was like, what are we going to do? So I, at this point, am looking at taking a cruise ship there and back because I can't support my own weight. I can't walk. I can't get myself to the bathroom, and Logan can't do all of that on a plane. I mean, it's hard enough to do anything as far as my picking me up anyway, without the additional issues of being on a plane. So I figured on a cruise ship, at least, we can pretty much maintain our normal lifestyle for dealing with all that stuff. And it would just take longer, and we're okay with that. But in all my research, I started finding channels on YouTube that were like cruise related. Now I found myself involved in the cruising community, and I want to go so bad to so many different places. And it was just kind of a funny little thing that's had me distracted recently because I've never been on a cruise. I would love to go on one, more for recreation than necessity, but I'll take the necessity too. And it's just been fun watching all this information about cruises. I'm probably more knowledgeable on cruises than people that have been on 3. So, just because I've watched all of the problems, all of the don'ts, all of the do's, all of the suggestions, you lay in bed all day, you don't have a whole lot to do. So, that's been kind of a highlight of my life recently. That and paparazzi keeping me distracted and not nosediving into depression. I have recently had a little bit of a bout with that, but for the most part, doing pretty good emotionally as far as Lyme is concerned, especially since most of the pain is gone, or it's just about gone. I mean, gosh, you know how they do that? What's your pain on a scale of 1 to 10? It's like 0.5 most of the time. I mean, it's there, but it's so mild that I barely notice it. I actually have to think about it in order to notice it. So, yeah, I think that pretty much brings us up to date. I have medical people stumped on why my medicine for thyroid condition is so high. Being that I'm 115 pounds generally, the medication level numbers on the medication match the weight of the person. Well, the medication level that I'm on matches my old weight, but seems necessary since my body just sort of shuts down if I don't have that level. And I notice it very, very quickly. Been tired. Did I mention that? Been pretty tired. And I think that's affected the recent bout of some depression trying to creep in because I feel like I'm just ridiculously tired. But as of today, I seem to be trying to come out of it. So whatever was going on, I'm glad that it seems to be trying to end. I apologize for not updating in forever. But really just, it's been kind of the same old for the most part. We've got plans, but we don't really have much change, which is good because if you have been a part of watching my my Lyme channel or know much about my life, there's been a heck of a lot of yo-yoing in the first 2 years. And it was just like, come on, I need a break. All of us need a break. So this lull and chaos has been a very, very big blessing. I'm at 20 minutes. I think I'm going to let you guys go. I have not been so good at responding to messages. For those of you that have posted and wanted to know more information, I'm really sorry, but here's where I am now. And for those of you that just want a real quick crash course in my views on bee venom, I think it's great. I wish we would have continued with it and been more consistent. It removed the worst of the pain that I had from Lyme, which was that I think my only way of escape is to kill myself. That's no joke. It removed that deepest pain that I was just like, I can't live like this 24/7. I can't. And it got rid of that within 4 or 5 months. And it's due to our own inconsistency with the therapy that I'm not on it now. So if you are still trying to figure out bee venom therapy and if it's for you, I highly recommend it. I think that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, whatever, and goodbye.